Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala ashraful anbiya sayyidul mursaleen nabiyyina sayyidina wa maulana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een amma ba'd فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومغانيم كثيرة يأخذونها وكان الله عزيزا حكيما آمنت بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم بارك الله لنا ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعنا وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم إنه تعالى ملك كريم جواد بار رؤوف رحيم. عن أبي موسى عن النبي صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم قال من سمع بي من أمتي أو يهوديا أو نصرانيا ثم لم يؤمن بن داخل أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام ببركته إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما बुलंद आवाज से दुरूद पाक का हदिया पेश करें. Recite the Durud and Salawat upon the Messenger of Allah, the noble companions, the Ahl Bayt, and Rasulullah Salatu Wasalam's honorable and modest wives. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina wa Mawlana Muhammadin wa ala alika wa ashabika wa azwajika wa ulamai ummatika wa shuhadai ummatika wa awliyai millatika ya Rasulallah ya Habib Allah. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وسيدنا وحبيبنا وشفينا وطبيب قلوبنا وغوثنا ومعيننا وقطبنا وفريدنا ونزامنا ومجددنا ورزوينا وأشرفنا محمدا عبده ورسوله. All praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek His aid, we seek His assistance, and we seek His forgiveness from the evil of our actions and from the evil within our souls. Whoever Allah leads, no one can misguide him. And whoever Allah misguides, no one can lead him. I bear witness, there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the messenger of Allah. Dear respected brothers who are gathered here today, I greet you with the greetings of peace. Assalamualaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just a quick reminder for the brothers to fill the first safs, please. Come closer to the Imam. It is your right, and then you will have more ajr for it as well. These are the rights of Jummah. Breaking the safs, and when brothers break the safs by coming in from the back and going in between them, is because we did not actually complete the safs. And the brothers who continue to break the safs, remember they're breaking the harum of the masjid, and it's a sin for them as well. And when the brothers come inside the masjid, when the safs are completed, they should remain wherever they are and sit down. This is the hukam of Jummah. And these are the etiquettes of the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we need to understand the etiquettes of the harum where you are, especially inside the masjid. Winter season is coming. We need to understand as well that the house of the masjid, it is 10 grades higher than your own house. If I am coming to your house and I throw my jacket or my shoes in the inappropriate places, I'm pretty sure your wife and your mother or your sisters are not going to call me again into your house. So imagine the angels recording this actions, bad actions of yours that are inside the harum of the masjid. There are spots for jackets, there are spots for shoes, there are spots for everything. And it's allocated correctly. We should understand that, and we should have respect for the masjid. Things are categorized respectfully for the masjid. And you have to understand that this is not your house. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's house. And it is your obligation to take care of the house. And when you come and represent as a Muslim in the masjid, it is your duty to fulfill the rights. And when the imams look at the brothers and sisters who are not fulfilling these rights, right away we know that this brother has not sat in the sohbat, or he has no ilm, or no knowledge. So understand that knowledge is very important. And that only happens when you sit amongst the ulama and the imams that will teach you this. And breaking this, you came for Jummah, all this hard time, the work, coming from work, sacrificing, etc., etc. You want to take something home with you. That is sawab and the ajr. So let's not displease Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Inshallah. The polite reminder for Jummah. A lot of brothers were asking me to do reminders of Jummah, but unfortunately these reminders, my 7-year-old in kindergarten knows these reminders, and it's unfortunate that mature people from ages of 16 and above do not know these rights. So it's pretty shameful and embarrassing. But khair, we cannot be for informality of Muslims. You understand, we're formal. We come and we go, we come and we go. And this is not how we should be. We have to understand what we're doing, right? We have to understand there's rights for everything. And then if we look at the wudu area, if we look at our, how we're taking off our shoes, I can 90% tell you that 90% already, the people who came in here did not put their shoes in the shoe rack. I can tell you 90%. And I've been saying this for the first time that we had this. Then why do we have a shoe rack? This is disrespectful to the house of the masjid. Are we going to learn from Hindus and Sikhs and Jains and Buddhist people who show on TV that their shoes are allocated correctly? And they glorify on this. Astaghfirullah al-Azim, Islam taught us. But again, we don't know. We're animals. We act like animals. We behave like animals. Ilm is gone from one ear to the other. That's it. And we did not understand the sunnah. We did not understand the rights. We did not sit with the sohbat of the ulama. We did not sit with the fuqaha. We did not sit with the muhaddis. What we learned is jahiliyyah. And this is what's amongst us. This is just a polite reminder of the brothers that come inside Jummah and come inside the masajid. That is your right to take care of the masjid. Just have one taqwa amongst you. That if this was my house, would I be doing this? Khalas, that's it. Would I throw my jacket around? Would I throw my socks around? Will I throw my sweaters around? Will I throw my hat around? Will I throw everything that's in front of me around you? No. If I do this in my house, my wife will yell at me. Because you're breaking the provisions of the house. You're breaking the rules of the house. It's disrespectful for the owner of the house. My wife is the owner of the house. She takes care of the house. She cleans the house. She's a homemaker. And in front of her, I'm disrespecting her by throwing my stuff in front of her? Is that in front of your mom, in front of your sister? Does that make sense? Does not make sense, brothers. Have some respect for the woman of the household. This is why we understand. When I see brothers, then I can see that some who are respectful to their obedience to their wives and who is obedient to their parents and their sisters of the household. We won't do this. We will behave correctly, inshallah. Khyber. Battle of Khyber happened right after the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. These wars of the Ghazwa were very important amongst the history of Islam. All of the wars that occurred, all the Muslims and the Sahabas were outnumbered. Badr, we were outnumbered. Khandaq, we were outnumbered. My brother spoke about the Battle of Mu'tah that happened in this month in Palestine. We were outnumbered. We lost Sahabas. Uhud, we were outnumbered. But in Khyber, a miraculous thing happened in Khyber. One, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted right after Khandaq, when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did not even take off his libas of jang, the war clothing. Jibreel Amin came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say, Ya Rasulullah, get ready to do Ghazwa of Khyber. Get ready to fight in Ghazwa of Khyber. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not even take off his clothes yet. for the war of Khandaq. But now it is a war of Khyber now. Why? The tribe of Qurayzaya and Nadir, Banu Nadir and Banu Kharzaya, and in Jewish, the biggest two Jewish tribes in Islamic history, well, in world history, that has bothered Islam. And these two were always big tribes, were against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam internally. They were against Islam, behind Abu Lahab, behind Abu Jahl, and when Abu Sufyan was a non-Muslim. These were the traitors, meaning they broke the treaty of Hudaybiyah. And because of this, it hurt Islam so much that now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to defeat the Yahud. Now this war was explicitly for the Yahud. The other wars were also with Yahud and Mushrik and the pagans. But this Khyber war was explicitly just for the Yahud. Khyber is that area, is the most fertile area in all of Hijaz. It was the only area in Hijaz. Imagine, it's all sand. But in that area is most fertile. Greenery was there. Harvesting was there. The Jewish people had control of Hijaz because it was the most fertile place in all of Hijaz. Dates were grown more there, crops were grown the most over there. Arabs did not know how to do farming. Yahudi did. And they controlled that area. That the mal from what they earned, they were millionaires compared to even how they are now. Even at that time, they were millionaires, billionaires. I'm giving you an example of how they lived. And generally, why was it so important? Because they broke the treaty of Hudaybiyah. Hudaybiyah because they were completely astray, and they were astray. But now it has angered Allah so much that they are telling people wrongness about Islam, and now it is time for war. So Nabi Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam headed to Khyber right after the war of Khandaq. And Khyber is approximately 200 kilometers north of Madinatul Munawwara, as Mecca Mukarramah is south of Madinatul Munawwara, and Khyber is north of Madinatul Munawwara. And it took them 2 weeks to go into Khyber. And they spoke out. When they reached out to Khyber, 1,400 Sahabas went to Khyber with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam reached to Khyber after 2 weeks. And after reaching, he camped out, and they just seen how did the Jews, how are they living? How was their lifestyle? What were they? Remember in history, brothers, the Jewish people were always buzdil, were always with no courage. They fought against the wall. They fight behind people, just like now. They put America in front of you. They put Canada in front of you. They put Britain in front of you. They put all these mu'allak in front of you. But behind the scenes are who? The Yahud. This is how they were over there. This is what angered Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But then Nabi Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is seeing, how are these people? When they have seen Nabi Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Khyber, they had their farming utilities with them, utensils with them, crops and shovels, etc. What they do in the morning. So they go outside in the morning for farming. And then when they see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they ran away. They went back into the forts. In Khyber, there's 5 forts. Khyber is that beautiful known area amongst castles, 5 big castles. And this is known as Khyber, the fort of Khyber. Amongst this, there are a hidden wall, and behind them are 5 big castles. And this is all of Khyber. This is how they were. First flag, it went to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala an. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq did an expedition for 10 days. Then after 10 days of exhaustion, remember, they're fighting people behind the walls. It is tough. We are not at that level yet, that we have that much armory. We don't have that many firearms. There were no guns. There were no machine guns. There were nothing like this before. It was only swords and knives. And then cannonballs were first introduced in the war of Khyber. After this, second week of 10 days, Umar al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala an, he took over. After 10 days again, 20 days passed by, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam He ordered, and he said, tomorrow I'm going to give the flag of Islam to that person that is beloved to Allah and beloved to Rasulullah salatu wasalam. And he also loves Allah and he also loves Rasulullah salatu wasalam. I'm going to give the flag for them. Umar al-Khattab said, I was hoping it was me. Remember the khususiyat of the Sahabas. This is not to degrade Sahabas. No, we are not Shia. We are not Rafidiyat. We are from the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Look, that first name is Abu Bakr. He is Amir al-Mu'mineen. And there will be no one greater than the first Caliph of Islam, Abu Bakr. And then Umar, and then Uthman. So then, this is a khususiyat. People have different specialties. Understand this. Some people are good at leading. Some people are good at strategy. And some people are great in fighting. I will give this, Umar al-Khattab said. I was hoping it was me. When the next morning came, he said, Ya Rasulullah, amongst the Sahabas, in Fajr time, they were looking, where is Ali? Where is Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu ta'ala an? Where is Ali? Ya Rasulullah, Ali is hurt. He has a wound on his eyes because of the wars. Khandaq just happened. Now the war is just happening with Khyber. Already in the war of Khandaq, Ali ibn Abi Talib had 16 wounds already coming into the war. And he is that Wahid Sahaba in Badr, where there was fighting amongst Badr. There was 300 heads slaughtered by Hazrat Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. When it was ordered to go to Yemen, they ordered Ali, you go. When Ali, fugitive, took prisoners, behind Ali were 300 Yemenis kuffar behind Ali, and Ali was walking like a lion in front of him. Ya Rasulullah labbaik. This is Ali ibn Abi Talib. And now, for Khyber, Ali, come to me. When he seen his wound, Ali, what happened? I'm wounded, Ya Rasulullah. Rasulullah salatu wasalam took his saliva mubarak, luwab dain, and rubbed it onto the eye of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ali ibn Abi Talib said, I looked in vision better than it was before. And then I have never felt heat. I have never felt cold. When it was hot, I never felt heat. And when it was cold, I never felt cold. After this is the barakah of Rasulullah salatu wasalam. And then Ali ibn Abi Talib got the flag and then started to do the war of Khyber. And when they entered the first fort, their greatest fighter, Marhab, and in their language is Mirhab, he came and he said, who is here to fight me? They used to taunt the Muslims at that time. If there's any bravery amongst you and amongst your people, tell me, taunting, who is there to fight me? Ali ibn Abi Talib said, I am the lion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My mother named me a lion. My uncles are named our lions. Who are you to in front of me? One sword of Zulfiqar, Marhab was dead. The greatest warrior amongst the Yahud is finished. Now it is an open trade for the Muslims. Another thing happened. When the first fort was defeated, they went to the second. To the fifth fort, there was the women and the ghanima. And this is Ayatul Mubarak. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Fatah. That He said in Surah Al-Fatah, He has said, all the ghanima I promise you, O Sahabas, of pledge of allegiance, you will get all of the ghanima. And that ghanima Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was speaking about is in Battle of Khyber. When he went to the second fort, some people looked at medieval buildings, how big the fort was, the gate. Anas bin Malik radiallahu ta'ala an said, that gate that opens the fort, as-sahabas, 500 sahabas could not lift the gate. But Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu ta'ala an, by the qadam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, took from his opposite hand, left hand, and ripped the fort and went to the third fort and defeated the Yahud with this. That allowed all of the Sahabas to come in now. And by one, while Ali underneath the gate, all of the Sahabas are entering the fort. This is the miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu ta'ala an, the line of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then conquering Khyber. After conquering Khyber, oh Ali, come to me. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, oh Ali, come to me. My brother, come to me. What have you done? Before going into Khyber, which I forgot to mention, there's one thing that always Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to Ali ibn Abi Talib. He said, when you go into the land of the kuffar, give them dawah, give them tabligh, give them islah. So then in Yawm al-Qiyamah they will not say, we did not give them a chance. Oh Ali, did you warn them before killing them? Hazrat Ali ibn Abi Talib said, Ya Rasulullah, they did not listen to me. I make them understand so many times, but they did not listen to me. Each head that I slaughtered from the Yahud, I was saying, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. This is the sword of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ali ibn Abi Talib. Revere Ali ibn Abi Talib as one of your imams, my brothers. Wallahi, Ali ibn Abi Talib is one wahid of the Sahabas. In Khandaq, it's because of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Badr, it was because of the qadam of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Uhud, because of the miscommunication, or else it would have been Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu ta'ala an as well. All of the wars going forward, it was because of the commandship of Hazrat Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu ta'ala an. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq said to Umar al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala an, that we are so successful in what we are doing is because of Ali ibn Abi Talib as our vizier. Having Ali with us is so successful. In the last call I'm going to give you, because of the timing, someone asked Ali, hey Ali, how come in your zamana, how come in your era, we don't see like how Abu Bakr is and how Umar is? We don't see all of this staunchness. We don't see this. Ali ibn Abi Talib said, those are my friends. Abu Bakr had Umar. Umar had Uthman. And now it's me, I have someone complaining like you. I have this person like you that keep complaining. Amongst the Sahabas, we had no one amongst the Sahabas that used to complain. So Ali ibn Abi Talib is teaching us right now in our society that we're living in, my brothers, when we have to conquer Gaza one day, when we have to conquer Palestine one day, we need to stop complaining, stop being problematic, help in the cause of Palestine. Even up till now, the Jews and Khyber are saying Ali, 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 and they're scared of the word Ali ibn Abi Talib. Even up till now, the Jews are scared, and they understand what has happened to Khyber, because there was no other person that Allah has given izzat and ihtaram to in the wars, except for Hazrat Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu ta'ala an amongst the Sahabas. Love your Sahabas, love your history. We have a longness of rivalry amongst the Yahud and Nasranian, and this hadith which I will end off, where Hazrat Musa al-Ashari has said, Nabi Rasulullah salatu wasalam said, whoever amongst my nation that hears my name, and it is even still Yahud and Nasar, and he doesn't bring iman upon me, he's in Dakhil al-Jahannam. He's in Dakhil al-Jahannam. Meaning these Yahud and Nasranian have rivalry, not from now, from before. Why? Because of Islam. Why? Because of Muhammad Rasulullah salatu wasalam. The Sahabas kept the respect for Islam. The Sahabas kept the respect for Islam. The Tabaeen kept the respect for Islam. The Tabaeen kept the respect for Islam. And then the Khilafat had restored. And then again, it was kept for respect. But now that what we're in, the trouble that we're in, is because we forgot the Quran and the Sunnah. Whatever I have said today is in error. It is from my lack of knowledge, and whatever that you have benefited from today, it is from the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَقَوْلِ قَوْلِ هَذَا وَاسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهُ الْعَظِيمُ وَآخِرُ دَعْوَانَا الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ.